Hello, YouTube replay. Hi, welcome. How are you? Happy Yuletide to those of you that celebrate Yule. Welcome. Hi, Nicole. Welcome. How's everybody doing tonight? Hi, Texas honey. Happy Yuletide. I'm traveling tomorrow to go pick up my son in Massachusetts, so to bring him back to celebrate. I'm excited that I get to see him again. And looking forward, honestly, I'm looking forward to the road trip, even though it's kind of long. I like driving. I have a sweet car to drive in. My car is luxurious, and I kind of like it's gonna be about 5.5 hours, just me and probably YouTube listening to readings. Oh gosh. And then I will scoop him up and we will return to we're gonna stop in Albany on our way back up to my parents' house, which is about 3.5 hours north of Albany, New York. So it's 5.5 hours to the town where my son lives in Massachusetts. Then we drive about 2 hours back to Albany. We're gonna get the best pizza in town, Paisan's Pizza on Ontario Street. It's freaking incredible. I love that. Everybody who sings alone in the car or the shower, you're a true artist in those moments. And so we're gonna get Paisan's Pizza. I always get the white pie with ricotta. Doesn't have sauce on it because I'm not a big pizza sauce fan. And it's like a New York style pizza, so it's thin crust. Upstate New York, we have more of a focaccia type of a crust, but New York City has that thin crust stuff, but I like it. And then we are going to pick up my best friend that I grew up with around the corner from me. She actually now lives in Massachusetts, and her brother lives in Albany, and she's going to be spending, like, she's there in Albany now tonight. And then when we get to Albany, we're going to meet her there, and she's going to come back here with me to see her parents who live around the corner. So I get to see her too, and it should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Yes, the ricotta will hurt me. It will hurt me, but it's worth it. If I have it infrequently, I'm usually okay. If I eat a lot of things that affect me over, like within a few days, I'll get a lot of pain from it. But if I just have like here or there, probably post-Christmas, I'll be in a bit of a slump because I know I'll probably have Christmas food and stuff, but after that, I'll go back to my normal eating. I usually just suck it up for a couple of days just so I can enjoy myself and not stress out and have anxiety about food because it's just not the best. But some years that I've gone through all of Christmas, I have like fuzz in my hair. Some years I've gone through the holidays and just eaten completely like allergen-free foods and I've been totally fine. So it usually just depends on my mood. Like if I'm like in a good place and I like don't mind preparing my own things, then I'll just do my own thing. But I can tell this year I don't want to. I'm just gonna eat whatever. What you doing, Bowers? Getting comfy? I love how your dog name always becomes like, or your pet's name always becomes not what their name is. Like Bowie is simple to say. Why do we turn it into something else? Like my brother started calling her Bowers and now we call her Bowers for some reason, which is also like such a northern New York thing to do. Okay, I just pulled 3 cards out, and I have this feeling that it is masculine energy that we're looking at. So I'm just going to read it that way. And the first card out is the 3 of Pentacles, and it's in the past placement. And so I think this is a little bit of a story. I think that in the past, Divine Masculine has always gone to another partner to try to distract himself from what he really needs to do, what he needs to overcome, the work that he needs to do. I think he, like, rather than do what he needs to do and work on what he needs to work on, I think he has frequently just sought out the comfort of another person. And I have this feeling that he has recently done that again. Like, not necessarily that he's having intimate relationships with anyone, but that he's tried to do that. He's like, doesn't like how he feels, doesn't know what to do, and so he just tried to go back to his old ways. But I don't think it worked out for him, because in the current energy we have here the 7 of Cups, and what I see is this feeling of confusion. And I think the confusion is that because it didn't work the way that it normally worked. Normally having a lot of options makes him feel good. It makes him feel like secure, like he can't experience rejection or abandonment because there are all these options that he has. But this time it made him feel worse. It didn't make him feel good. And I think he's feeling really pretty confused about why that is. And I really see him realizing that it's because there is only one choice, and the reason why is because the final card is the Empress. And so basically I think he had a relapse, we're gonna say, and it went really badly. And I'm thinking, like, if he tried to perform, it didn't work, if you catch my drift. There were some performance issues, I think. I don't even think it got that far. I think that I think he was immediately kind of confused about how he couldn't even get into that energy. Like, it was just, he just had no interest. And so I definitely think that he's fully realized that he really just has only one choice. What's he gonna do about it? He's gonna break the silence. There's the 4 of Swords. He's gonna stop resting and move from this healing energy into a full awakening. This is completely awakening to what he really must do, where he must put his time and his energy. I feel this so much because I feel that this is what's happening with me and music. So it's 100%. Yep, look at that, the Ace of Swords. So when you break the silence and you come in with the truth, I mean, oh, thank you for saying you love my glasses. They're from people keep saying that lately. They're from Warby Parker. I'm actually thinking I really need to get another pair. So when he's not only going to break the silence, but he's going to finally bring clarity to the feminine, whose mind has just been spiraling and spiraling and spiraling in this time that she has been just completely at a loss, wondering, you know, why is he doing the things he's doing? Why is he not doing the things he should do? Like the reading from last night. Oh, shit. Huh? I'm fucking dead, yo. That's fucking crazy. The Ace of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles. The Alpha and the Omega. Like, I'm like, what's he gonna do about it? And it's like, break the silence, bring clarity to the divine feminine, and offer her material prosperity and happiness. And this could definitely be gifts, you know? And it's literally clarifying the Empress. And this is so significant because the reading that we just had tonight, that I just posted before I did this reading, was about how, you know, basically we've been in this analysis paralysis. And I don't think it's just us. I think it's the person too, like thinking and thinking and thinking and really just stopping ourselves and being like, yo, this is all taken care of. Everything is all taken care of on our behalf. We've done all we needed to do. We are only going to see the fulfillment of our desires at this point if we can stop thinking about what we need to do to make our desires happen. There's nothing left to do. You've done it all. You just need to stay firmly in your faith and trust that this is going to happen. I also see the masculine telling the divine feminine about the times that he was faithless. But I don't think that the feminine is going to spiral because of it. I think she understands, and I don't think she's going to be offended because I feel like the forgiveness work has been done. And really, we're just seeing this material happiness. I saw somebody say they were really sick. I'm sorry, was it Chelsea? I'm sorry you're feeling sick, babes. I hope so too. I have no idea if your person cheated because it's not really about your person. It's about the divine masculine kind of just going backwards and then finding out that the ways that he used to function, the actions that he used to take to try to get the results he wanted didn't work. And I think that he wasn't even able to go back to those behaviors. Like he couldn't even fully immerse himself in those behaviors. So an example for this would be you personally. Let's say that a certain trigger makes you react a certain way every time. And every time you respond to this trigger, you like a certain outcome happens and it's not what you desire. And so like let's say you start to think that your person doesn't know that you still want to be with them. So you're like, okay, I'm gonna go to Instagram and I'm gonna post a story with a song in it so that he knows how I feel. And this time, if you were tempted to do that, you started, like, you were like, okay, what song should it be? And you started thinking about it. And you, like, couldn't even bring yourself to do it. You were like, there's no point. That's not what I want. I don't want to act in that way. I don't want to continue this pattern this way. The only choice I have is to choose to focus my love and attention on myself rather than trying to get this person to notice me or see me or whatever. So I'm going to focus on myself. I'm going to focus on my own creativity. I'm going to awaken to my value. I'm going to be honest with myself. I'm going to give myself clarity about where I'm going and what I'm doing. And that is the gift that you're bringing to yourself. That's what is giving you material happiness, because now all of the seeds that you've planted that are so abundant, now you can tap into them because you're not backpedaling and basically cheating on yourself. So, try to listen to these readings as if they are always about you and what you're doing and what's going on inside of you, because that is the only thing that matters. That is the only thing. You have no control over the other person. You have no control. You can't. I'm not a person that subscribes into believing that if you think differently about a 3D person, that they'll show up differently. I think that if you act differently within yourself, then people who are in alignment with your energy show up. And it's not because you've been thinking like, oh, this person's going to do X, Y, and Z. It's because you finally care about what you're doing and you are shifting your energy within. So try to really think about these messages. Like, obviously, it's okay to think like, oh, my person, maybe they tried to be with another person, but it didn't work out for them. And they're realizing that, in order for them to feel truly happy, they really do need to make some kind of an offer to me. It's okay to think that, but understand that the only way that that will be true is if you yourself are internally going through that same experience and dialogue. So that's how you should look at it. Yes, I understand. I have the same feelings of hurt, you know, when I see my person, when I'm like, like I have a really hard time because I'll be like, I'm here and I'm isolated. It's not simple or straightforward for me to like go see my friends. They're in Los Angeles or in other parts of the country. So it's not like I'm going out to any events with them or having opportunities to have fun with people. And I'll see him like going out and doing those things, performing music, which I would love to be able to do, and like hanging out with people that he's collaborated with before, which is something I wanted to be able to do with him. And it will just hurt so much to see that and feel left out, and like, but when you're focused on it, like, and you're feeding the energy into that experience, it just perpetuates. So, you know, how can I liberate myself from the experience of the hurting? Well, I can distract myself from what he's doing. If he's not talking to me or involved in my life, he's none of my business. Just like how I feel that if he's not going to speak to me, my life is none of his business. Like, if he wants to talk to me and be a part of my life, then he's welcome to like participate and know what's going on. But if he's not, then he's really not privy to what I'm doing, and he shouldn't be. And I have to apply that same thing to myself. And it's hard because we have that, like, the ego is so convinced that, you know, that if we look at this person, we see this person, it's going to make us feel better. But it's really not. It's only going to exaggerate the separation or the distance, because you know, I'm not going to be seeing him do something, like, it's not going to be a picture with me, right? He's not going to be hanging out with me. That's not what was happening. So I'm basically looking at what I don't want to see, which is causing me to think about what I don't want. And we feel that pull. And I think the pull to look is because they are looking. I think that's why we feel pulled to look, because they're constantly checking our shit. But we're open to communication, and until they are open too, it's just going to keep perpetuating that loop. So I have, like, when he doesn't post anything, the problem is that he gets tagged in things. So even if he doesn't post things, I could still go see him, like, and what he's doing. So it kind of sucks. If I just have to be really disciplined and not look at it, because in truth, I'm looking for a confirmation of what I believe. And clearly right now, I don't believe that he's going to communicate with me. So basically when I see confirmation that he's not going to communicate with me. So you have to stop looking at it. You have to avoid the triggers that make you like feel that that person is separate from you. And yes, silence is painful and powerful. I have been engaging in silence. I don't really post to social media outside of my job. It's very rare. It's very rare that I'll do it. Like, it's basically, if Bowie's doing something really fucking cute, that's pretty much the only time I'll be like, oh my god, she's playing in the snow. Like, that's like the only time that I post. I stopped posting about my life, because the other thing that I realized is when I stopped posting to Instagram back in, I want to say July, like June or July. I think that's when I deleted the app. And when I stopped doing that, I took a break, and then I had to re-download the app for some reason. I think I needed to go live with somebody, and they wanted to use Instagram. And so then I would just kind of look at, I I would get addicted to looking at people who are friends with my person and like looking at their stories just to see if he would be in their stories. And I was so irritated. Like, I was like, ew, nobody gives a shit. Oh, you're at the gym again? Cool. Oh, you got a new Chanel bag? Awesome. Oh, you went to another concert? Great. Like, it just... I realized, like, I felt like when I returned to social media, I just wouldn't post that stuff anymore, because it's all it is like, look at me, look what I'm doing, look at what I'm doing, it's so cool, like everything I do is cool, look at me in this outfit, look at my face from this angle, like look at me with this filter on. And I started realizing that like I didn't want to do that anymore. I didn't want it to just be this performance I was doing for other people. So I really have only posted things that I genuinely found interesting, and they really aren't about all the cool things I'm doing. It's really more like, you know, look at Bowie, isn't that entertaining? I don't know, you know, it's been a lot different for me. And I feel like everybody just feels shitty because of social media. Is there, like, do you feel good because of those type of posts? Like, I don't think you do. Like, I feel like when you watch content that is enlightening or expansive or helps you understand yourself, or, you know, makes you feel seen and heard and you relate to somebody, like if somebody gets on their social media and posts about a revelation that they have, or, you know, feelings or thoughts, like authentic experiences, like that makes you feel better, that makes you feel connected to other people. But if it's just this performance of your life, it doesn't really have any meaning, you know. I never go through an Instagram thing where I'm looking at people's stuff and being like, oh, that made me feel so good. Like, I feel so good since I looked at all of that stuff. Not gonna happen. All right, let's take a look now we looked at the masculine energy, so let's look at the feminine to balance it out and see what's been going on for her. Yeah. Anytime I think that I'm gonna do different work instead of this job, I have these experiences and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm gonna always be doing this job because this is just uncanny. Oh, I have a really a ritual that I'm doing right now, and I'm gonna continue to do. We started today for Yule. We got everything ready, but basically you take 13 pieces of paper and you write on each paper a wish that you have. You fold them all, put them in a jar or an envelope or whatever. And starting on Christmas Day, every night before you go to bed, or you can do it every day, doesn't matter what time, I guess, but every single day after starting Christmas Day, you take one of the pieces of paper, one of your wishes. Do not look at it. Get a candle, meditate, burn the wish, and you can also pull an oracle card. I got this from a TikTok that I saw, and my friend and I decided we would do it. So you can grab an oracle card, and each day and each oracle card will represent like a month of 2023. So the first card will be January, the second card will be February, and it will be the focus that you will have for that month over the coming year. After you've burned all 12 of the wishes, you should have one wish left, and that is the one that you commit to making come true for yourself. All of the other wishes are going to come true on your behalf through your higher self, etc. So if that sounds fun to you, you should try it out. If you want the TikTok video that explains it and you're one of my subscribers, just DM me and I will let you know. I'll send you the video I found. Okay, Divine Feminine, not surprised to see we've just been talking about. The Three of Swords. It hurts. The Three of Wands. To be waiting for this future potential to pan out. It's like you can see it. Bowie, what are you doing? What are you doing? Come over here. Come here. You're acting shady. Here, lay down. Lay down. Just lay down. Lay down. Bowie, lay down. Good girl. Thank you. So it's been painful. It has hurt to wait constantly for future potential. And it's that painful moment of realizing that you have put yourself in this position. That's what makes the Three of Swords hurt so much. The Three of Swords is not about other people stabbing you in the heart. The Three of Swords is about understanding that it's your decisions or your avoidance of making a decision that has really hurt you. And it's the truth that hurts you. So Divine Feminine has been really processing the pain of separation, the truth that it's her decision making, either staying focused on a person she's in separation from, like I was saying, like going and looking at, the social media, finding the things that you're seeking to confirm your doubts, right? Because if you are in a really high vibing state and you really believe completely in your that your manifestations are going to come through, and you've been visualizing and you are like at the top of your game, and then you go look at your person's social media, all you're going to see is stuff that's confirming your beliefs. You're going to see things that really validate the power of your belief. But if you are feeling insecure, if you are feeling aching or longing or hurting of any kind, and you go and look at your person's social media, what are you going to find? You're going to find anything that's going to confirm your self-doubts. And that's why it's important to just stay away from their social media entirely, because you don't have to see their social media to know that to know that your beliefs are going to come true. You just have to believe in them. So it doesn't really help you to kind of go and look at it. And that's what you're discovering, because in this present moment, in this current moment, this is extremely painful. The pain of separation, the time it has taken, how long it's taking this person to go through that door. It is unbearable. It is unbearable. And it's what makes you go and look, because you want anything to, you're just like, if I just see that this person is going to send me a message or is going to come to me, then I'll feel better. But you won't, because if you go and see, you're going to look up, you're going to see what? You're going to see how much time it's taking, how much more time it might take, how they might have betrayed you. Like whatever your fears are going you're going to find them. You're going to see them. Hi, Luna. But the end result is good. We have the Knight of Cups, because remember, this is a completion, right? This might be where we are, but as we pull each sword out, and each sword is a limiting belief, we open ourselves up to receiving love and abundance. And this is the most important thing. You have to be open to receiving love. In this image, I am really drawn to the fact that she's attached to this person, and this person stands between her and this person. And this, for me, for some of us in the collective, the longer you remain attached to the person that is ignoring you, or, not offering you anything but pain and suffering, you are preventing yourself from receiving the love of the person you're actually supposed to be with. And this person might seem attractive. They might seem, charming. But at the end of the day, they're wishy-washy. They don't really offer you anything. And they stand between you and your ability to receive real love. And Divine Feminine is, I think, opening herself up to that realization. And as soon as she does... Hi, babes. Yeah, thank you for being there for me tonight. So what is Divine Feminine going to do about her feelings right now? I love this. Temperance. She's going to trust in the divine protection of the connection, just like the reading I did for TikTok tonight. She's going to trust in her ability to see to be at peace, to be calm, feeling level in her emotions, regulate her emotions, not let, you know, if you're kind of feeling in a funk, like I was in a funk today, and you see something that makes you doubt yourself, not letting that swing you into that depression or apathy. Acknowledging the feelings, acknowledging that it hurts, and understanding that the reason it hurts is because you are choosing, with the Three of Swords, to focus on the separation. And as soon as you realize that, you can stop doing it. And you can heal from the wounds that make you feel that you need to do that. Because all those wounds represent is your past self-concept. And you're constantly trying to assure yourself that nothing has changed, because change is frightening to the ego. Change represents the unknown, and the ego doesn't know how to handle the unknown, you know? Absolutely, Sarah. See that message from you. Okay, let's see what else she's going to do. So she's going to temper her feelings. She's going to temper the emotions that surface when she chooses to look at what she doesn't want to see. Wow, this is crazy tonight. This Ten of Swords, it's being clarified by the Seven of Swords. The truth of the Seven of Swords is that it's about avoiding making a decision because of the mental conflict that you have about something. And in this image, we see a feminine energy, which is, of course, for me, represents the emotions. And we see you trying to avoid thinking about your feelings. Because when you think about your feelings, it hurts. And the problem with that is, if you think about your feelings and feel them as they come up, you are able to process them. And processing your feelings allows you to know what to do. Because if you know what feelings you're having, you know what thoughts need shifting. It's really simple. We get so afraid of feelings. We're trained to be afraid of feelings. But if you can shift your thoughts, you can shift your feelings. And it requires that you work head and heart. You can't avoid them or numb them out or try to get away with not experiencing them. You have to go through and sift through the thoughts that are keeping you stuck in place. So you've got to do that, Divine Feminine. You've got to stop avoiding your feelings. One of the things I think that happens for me is that I will avoid feelings because I mistakenly tell myself that if I'm upset and cry, that I'm going to like manifest more of what I don't want. But I think that's a misconception. It's not getting upset and crying that manifests what you don't want. Getting upset and crying and feeling your feelings allows you to process them so that the thoughts that are associated with them do not remain in your head. If you're constantly pushing them back into the back of your mind and pushing your emotions away, then you don't know the thoughts you are thinking that are causing you to continue to experience this stuck energy. So it's okay to cry and get upset. It's okay to feel your feelings. It's okay to speak them. I only have a couple people in my life who I am completely emotionally available with, which is an issue that I have. I tend to try to make sure everyone else feels good, you know, and I'm sure it's very deceiving for you as my followers, because I tend to tell you a lot of things that other people would feel are embarrassing to admit, or, you know, I am very open. I am very comfortable being exposed, but I choose what I'm exposing. I'm very much in control of that. And there are things that I don't share. And that's okay. Like, I'm not supposed to share everything with the people who follow me online. But in the past, there were not even certain people in my life who I felt I could be completely honest with. And it's funny because I have different relationships with different people, and there are only a couple of people who I feel comfortable fully admitting things about my person Luna, you're one of them. And I think I only have one other person. There's other people who I have certain boundaries where I just don't talk to them about certain things. And it's for different reasons. Sometimes it's to protect my mindset, because I feel that their protection of me or their doubt of my journey will cause them to speak in a way that I don't want to like perpetuate towards my person. And so it's not like a bad thing to have boundaries and to have different relationships with different people. But I just noticed that now that I do have Luna, and one of my other very close friends, and I can be completely open about how I feel, that once I say it and get it out, like, you know, it's like taking the poison out of the wound. So it's just interesting how you have to have an outlet. You definitely have to have an outlet. Okay, the final card that's coming up for the Divine Feminine is the Moon. And this is, of course, for me about fear and anxiety. And I think that it's coming from the very deep unconscious also. It's kind of like you don't even know why you're still afraid of these things. Like you've affirmed so much that logically and rationally you're thinking to yourself, it doesn't make sense that I'm still having this experience, because I know my worth and I know my value and I can acknowledge that. And it's like, I'm so different than I was 10 years ago. Why do I still have the problems I had 10 years ago when I'm so conscious of how capable I am and of how desirable I am and of how lovable I am and all those things that I know? And it's purely because you have some unconscious, subconscious wounds that are still active in your psyche. And all you can do about that is allow that healing that's taking place on your behalf with the Temperance energy, and continue to do the subconscious deprogramming, which means you can use, you know, distance Reiki sessions. You can listen to affirmations every night as you go to sleep. You feel your feelings. You feel your deeply held feelings, because those feelings tell you what those limiting beliefs are. And when they surface and you have a person, you can go ahead and tell that person the feelings you're having so that you can help unpack them, and it really works. Nicole says, I'm sorry for asking who he is. Oh, don't worry, Nicole. Don't worry. It's no problem. I'm not at all offended by that. Yes, this deck is freaking awesome. The Modern Love Tarot. It's so good. All right. Well, it's really interesting where the masculine was, because the masculine was in this space of like, let me try that old shit that used to work. Why isn't it working? Oh, I know, because I really just need to choose my Divine Feminine. I really need to honor my creativity, my emotions. I can't approach the things in this material way that I was always approaching them, in this shallow way. I have to actually go deeply into my emotions. And what's he gonna do? Awaken to that his emotions and break the silence and speak the truth and bring clarity to his feelings and finally achieve that material happiness and give some kind of an offer to the feminine. And where are the emotions? Where's the feminine? They're buried. They're buried deeply in the subconscious. They're stuck because the mind of the masculine has been perpetuating that like unwillingness to go into them. The healing that's required has to take place so that this avoidance stop happening, so that you can open up to the love that's buried deep within, hidden underneath all of these thoughts, these limiting beliefs. So those two things are so much in alignment. It's crazy. And it's the feminine right now who has honestly the burden of the work to do, because it's the feminine that has to really feel her worth, her value, her right to coexist with the intellect, Very powerful. I love that. Okay, in terms of readings tonight, I want to hit my prayers. So for those of you that are subscribers and have a prayer badge by your name, I will go ahead and read cards for you tonight. If you would like a deeper reading this week only, all deeper readings are only $11. You can send that to Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. The link is in my profile. If you book a private reading on my site this week and through January 1st, you will have a chance to win a free ticket to my event. And you can, if you buy a ticket and you win a free ticket, you can also give your ticket to a friend too. So it can be a gift to somebody. And one of the things I really want to emphasize about this event is that I think we can say that for the most part, 2022 has been a real shit show. I don't know about you, but 2022 for me has been extremely challenging. And we started at the top of the year with this promise of the year of the lovers and everything, and it was very difficult for me to go through this entire year and not have any relationship at all again. And I found that extremely difficult. But there were things I gained from this year. But I want to make next year a year that I can look back on and say, I really gave it my all. I started with a vision. I let that vision motivate me. And that's what the event is about. It's about taking your power back, not having it be a year of, it's going to be the year of the lovers and there's going to be this magical thing that's going to happen to me. But it's actually the year of the Chariot. And the Chariot is all about going forward in your life, surrendering the ego mind, allowing your heart to pull you forward, being balanced, head and heart. So let's make it a good year. And the event I'm running, I really think is going to give us the tools we need. If you're interested in looking at the schedule, it is live. I put the schedule up today. It took a long ass time, so please go look at it just because I did it. If you click on the buy tickets link on my page, it takes you to the events page. You can click register now, and then on the registration page you can see the schedule, so you can click, I think it says see more or something, or view more, and the entire thing is there. So it starts at 11 a.m. with a keynote speech. At 12 we do a clearing. There's a release at 12:40. We do Luna's sugar scrub, a group activity at 1:30. There's gentle body movement at 2:30. And at 3 p.m. Snack, body nourishment, and a cleanse where we actually use the scrubs that we made. At 4 we'll be creating with the Emperor spread. We'll do a break. You can revisit your journal probably you'll do the journaling before the events starts, the week before. We'll do your food prep if you need to. We'll gather together for an evening meal if you desire. Some people will be on the West Coast, so they might not be hungry yet, but you can have your snack at that time. At 7, there will be either a book club, because I'm sending a PDF to you of this book, Creative Visualization, so you can either look through it before the event and join the book discussion, or if you're not a reader, you don't want to do that, you can just do a guided visualization. At 8 p.m. we'll be doing vision boards with Kylie. She's going to help us do them. At 9 p.m. we'll do our Sunday morning intention setting, or our goal setting, and we'll try to do 1 year, 1 month, and 1 week goals if we have time. At 10 p.m. there is an optional movie. We'll all be watching a movie together on Scener if you want to, or you can just go ahead and start your self-directed winding down nighttime ritual with a Celtic sound healing journey that my friend and healer Kaylee is going to provide for us. And then the next morning we will gather again at 11 a.m. for the integration. We will talk about whether or not we were able to keep our Sunday morning intentions. I will give a little bit of a closing speech. There will be some feedback, and then for those of you who participate, I'm going to do half-priced hour-long readings. So you can either book it for that day, for a certain time that day if you want to, or you can just schedule your reading for later in the week, but you will be able to receive, if you want to, instead of a $100 reading for an hour with me, you can spend $50 and have a full hour like virtual session with me that day or later on that week if you need to schedule for a different day. So that is what you get from the whole event. I feel like it's worth $100. I'm hoping that people do decide to come. The more the merrier. If we have a little, close-knit, tight little group, that's fine too. It's really just, I just really want to help the people who are wanting to have a really great year start the year on the right foot for themselves. So that's all happening on January 7th. And if you can't attend that day, I'm going to record everything that, like all the Google Meet sessions, etc. We're going to try to make sure we screen record everything and capture it for you. So afterwards, there will be a discounted version of the event that you'll be able to purchase, so you can do it anytime on your own. When you do go look at the schedule, you're going to be able to see whether, which events take place on Google Meet or whether they're like in your own room or on your own time. And you can do the entire event anonymously if you don't want to use a video camera or audio and join in discussions. You do not have to. You can completely you can be a creepy divine masculine and just watch from the sidelines if you want to. Oh, I'm just kidding. It's not creepy. But if you would rather just observe instead of having to participate, that's totally fine. I want it to be a completely relaxed environment because it's supposed to be like a spa retreat. So you're supposed to be able to just really enjoy it yourself. So that's what I'm planning to do. Okay, so for tonight's reading, I'm going to pull an oracle. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to interpret it from my, I'm just going to read the oracle from the words on the card and my feelings, my intuition. And I will respond to any questions tonight that you might have. So for my prayers who are here, go ahead. If you have a question, pop it in the comments. And I will start reading for the first person who has a question. And if you don't want a reading, that's fine. You don't have to get one. Hopefully I didn't freeze for everybody. Also, this will be a replay. I will be posting this to YouTube. I realize, now I'm realizing that some of the music I've had in the background, I hope it doesn't have copyright issues. Hopefully it's not that loud and it won't trigger copyright, because I was playing my Yule list that I was playing earlier. I had like this cool Viking Yule music list. Hi Celts, in order to have a reading, you do have to be a subscriber. You can click follow and then subscribe there, and I will read for anybody who is a subscriber. And then anytime you are live, not just today, but anytime that you see me live, as long as your subscription is active, I will read for you. Okay, babes, I'll see you in a minute, Luna. Christine, I guess I'm getting closer to my career path, but curious lately. Okay, let's take a look. So I'm going to pull an oracle and a tarot for you. I gotta tell you, some of these Viking bands look freaking awesome. Like, there's video footage of them, and they're fucking so awesome. Jindy, just let me know if you have a question. Oh, also, if you don't want to subscribe, deeper readings are $11 today. So if you decide that you want a reading but you don't want to subscribe today, you can just do a Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App, and it will be $11. Okay, interesting. Actually, I lied. I am going to use the book because I forgot. I don't know all these cards yet. But okay, so your career path lately. The first card that I pulled for you was the Wheel of Fortune. And so for me, this is probably a sign that whatever you're considering or working towards, I do think it is the potential to be very fruitful. It's like good fortune. There's a fortune to be made. But I do expect it to be taking some time because of the divine timing aspect. But I do think things are like lining up for you. It might look messy or seem messy, but everything is in its right place. To quote Radiohead, everything in its right place. Okay, and the card that you got was Orphaned, which is why I want to look it up because it's very interesting. And you got actually the protection message from it. It's number 5, which 5s are usually about temporary struggles. Okay, so this says a sense of loss and identity crisis, recognizing that you don't fit in, the need to belong, and uncertainty about your place. And the protection message is the shadow side of this card speaks to the essence of abandonment. Perhaps you feel a need to remain apart because intimacy is too threatening. It also warns against creating inappropriate family structures in order to conceal old wounds. It's time to address the unhealthy alliances you formed and make a decision to heal the past. You will not be abandoned by the world if you claim yourself as a whole. I think that's actually the message from it. Don't abandon yourself. You cannot connect to others in a healthy way once you recognize your patterns and consciously choose to interrupt them. Life wants to love you. Let it. Okay, the thing that I'm really drawn to is you will not be abandoned by the world if you claim yourself as whole. And the other thing that I saw that I felt was important was remaining apart because intimacy is too threatening. So there might be a feeling, a sense of loneliness on the path. And it might be tempting to just do what other people are doing, because I know, I have a fringy job, and it can be you do kind of have a sense like you're sort of out there alone on your own. You're never truly alone. You're never truly abandoned. That's something to remember. So I would say, even if what you do is not something, or if what you're wanting to do or the direction you want to go in seems like a little bit like you might be on the outside of things, or not belonging to the same, what do I want to say? Just on the same path as everybody else. Had to block my parents' numbers. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, so maybe that's affecting your ability to sort of trust in the path and the direction you're going. And this card came out to show you that you are going in the right path, things are falling together. And I had a friend who, I have a friend, a very good friend, right at the very beginning of COVID. She's about a year older than me. We went to college together, and we've been friends ever since college. Brilliant woman. Lives in New York, is a registrar for an incredibly cool museum, travels all over the world for this job. One of my only friends who studied art history that actually uses her degree and gets a decent income. And was severely, traumatically abused by her parents for years through her 40s. After she divorced, she lived at home and kind of suffered the same abuse that she had growing up. And the night before lockdown, she called me and she said, I just left my parents and I'm not going back. And she went and stayed with some friends who lived outside of the city and got an apartment during COVID in New York City. And it was just an incredible journey. And she had to cut herself off from her family. And we kind of lifted each other up and supported each other all through COVID. We used to FaceTime twice a day. We'd eat breakfast and lunch together and check in on each other before bed. Thank you, Jindy. I'm seeing your payment come through. I appreciate that. And it was the best decision she made. She's thriving. She has an even nicer apartment now. She just took herself to Paris for fun over the Thanksgiving break. It's not been easy, but sometimes you do have to cut yourself off from people that just do not know how to respect your boundaries. So she's actually living her best life right now in a lot of ways. And, you know, she's still kind of figuring things out. She's still coming into her own. It takes time, but ultimately I would say she's a much happier, healthier person. And the family that I think she has now, her chosen family, I think is a lot healthier and more supportive than the family that, you know, she had to leave behind. And it doesn't have to be forever, but it might be for a while, you know? So good luck to you. And you got me. I'm part of your family. You're one of my prayers. Honestly, for those of you that are my prayers, one of the perks of you being a prayer is that you get to DM me. So you can send me videos. I know some of you already do that, and I love them. I don't always see the messages right away because I do get a lot of messages. But I try to check them regularly. If you need to reach out, reach out. Like, I will do my best to get back to you, and I'm pretty good about boundaries. Like, if I'm in a space where I can't talk or whatever, don't feel like you're like I'm you know, I choose to communicate with my prayers. Like, that was one of the reasons why I made that a perk of being a prayer. So you can DM me if you want to and talk to me. We all have something in common, and we've all gone through things, and I'm there. So go ahead and take advantage. Right now, I don't have so many subscribers that I couldn't keep up with them. I mean, maybe at some point that would be true, but it's not right now. And it's open door policy with me. Okay, so let's see. I know Jindy asked for her reading next, and then also I saw you send in that payment, so I will do a full reading for you, and I will include an extra oracle. So let me know if you have a specific question, Jindy, and I will do your reading. Yeah, no problem. You guys are all my friends, you know that, right? Like, like, y'all hang out with me every day, so it's pretty fun. And we all literally have so much in common. At this point, my subscribers are people that are like, I know definitely in the same energy as I am. You wouldn't subscribe if you weren't. I am so into these hilarious videos. Like, some of them are so great. You guys, you do yourself a favor and go listen to, what is it called? What's the name of this playlist? I think it's just Viking Yule music. What's it called? I don't know, but the videos are so good. There's like, it's like either live videos or really great, like, Viking video. It's so good. Oh, man. Also, some of the costumes are freaking incredible that they have. They have this High Priestess one that I fuck so hard with right now. Is Jindy there? I'm not seeing your question, babes. I'm seeing Texas Honey say, hi, was driving. Okay, did you have a question for your reading? And thank you for paying for a reading again. I'm going to start shuffling. Do I give up? Been there. Absolutely been there. Okay. Let me pull, I'm giving you your oracle that you would have gotten as a subscriber, and then I'll also do your animal spirit oracle and your mindset. Oh, man. Oh, I got one of my Yule gifts today from Ash. I should show you. My altar is really dark, so you can't see it right now. But she got me a cute little broom. It's so cute. Okay, for some reason I cannot get just one card to come out for you. Just like a bunch of cards keep coming out. Just one card, please. Thank you. And then give me a mindset. I got some good business advice today, and it really put things in perspective for me. It was talking about business growth, like how your business grows, and it said one of the number one ways for your business to fail is if you're fixated on constant growth instead of the times when you get your, like, let's say I have my first 23 subscribers. So what benefits me is to focus on those people, not try to like get a bunch more people, but to actually give value to the people who are already like putting their faith in me. And what's funny is I sort of organically started doing that, like without finding that out. But lately I've been like, I hope that my business is going to be okay, because I'm not seeing like a ton of booked readings or, you know, but I actually enjoy what I'm doing more right now, because I feel like I'm developing relationships with people and like actually being able to help the people who need my help right now, versus just doing a random tell me everything reading for somebody who just wants their boyfriend back and doesn't like want to work with me on consistent growth in all facets of their life. Do you know what I mean? So I thought that was like a really good way to look at it. So any of you that are have a small business or a small business idea, know that that growth is like, you know, you get kind of a spurt of growth and then there's this pause, and the pause is meant for you to be able to focus on the people who are currently your clients. And then you know, in my line of work, I'm hoping that I'm helping, and so eventually like you'll move on and then someone new takes your place, or you know, and you end up sending people my way because you experienced help from them. So I thought that was a really good way of looking at growth. Okay. You just had the same realization today too. I love that. I can't wait to get my Yule gift from you. Okay, Jindy, let's take a look. So your question, do I give up? And when I read that and said that, this card came out, the 10 of Cups. And it's in what I would consider the past placement for you. And it's interesting because there are 2 10 of Cups in this deck, and this is, I think, the first one, or maybe it's the second one. I can't remember. Actually, I can tell by the number of it. Yes, this is the first one, drawing number 4. Okay, so my intuition was right. So this is your old idea of happiness. This is what you used to think would make you happy. Now, this deck has another 10 of Cups in it, and it's more refined, because as this artist was creating this deck, she got more and more skilled at the technique she was using. She was using, she's a tattoo artist, and she was using this technique called like the spit technique or something. And as she got better at it, she realized that she wanted to go back and revisit her original 6 drawings and redo them for the deck. But she kept the old drawings in. And I love that, because it gives me this other layer when I read this deck that I don't have in any of my other decks. So this is so interesting for your question, because what you're asking about, do I give up? It's probably indicating that what you are giving up on is a concept of your happiness that came from your old self-concept. And it likely is improved. Like, your self-concept has improved. So your picture of joy and happiness is probably a lot more, oh, I just had a great word that I was going to use for that, but I can't remember what it is. But just, it's new. It's a lot more complex. It's not quite so simplistic as your original idea for happiness was. So when you give up on something, you're not giving up on your joy or fulfillment, your spiritual fulfillment at all. You're giving up on that old idea of what that is. In your current energy, this is so fascinating. These two images are the star card is another card in this deck this is the newer version of the star card, and this is the newer version of the 9 of Wands. So what are the odds that in your reading, where I only pulled 3 cards from this deck, technically 2 came out for the second placement, but I only shuffled 3 times for you, you get 3 of the cards that have reprinted versions. You get the original one that you're giving up on, and in the present moment, you have the new cards that have the finished cards. That's incredible. The star card is in reverse, and I think that's interesting. The 9 of Wands upright. This is definitely a card of healing and isolation and going off to lick your wounds and kind of overcoming victim mentality. The star card is about hope and wish fulfillment. It's about taking the things from your imagination and pouring them out into the material. And when the star card is in reverse, this wish touches down on the ground. This way, we're always looking up towards the heavens. But when it's this way, it's actually coming down to the earth. I had somebody read this card that way once, and I really loved that interpretation. What I think that I'm seeing is this feeling of giving up. It can be a very devastating feeling. I've had it before because I've had to do it before. But ultimately, the reason why you're feeling like you need to give up on this old idea is because you have healed some of these deep wounds within you that cause you to wish for things that were not really meant to fulfill you. And it's helping you to understand the why you're wishing for something. When we're going to come back to that why with one of your oracle cards. So that's this incredible reading. The final card is interesting because it is the 5 of Wands, and it represents a temporary obstacle. And it is about a struggle, an internal struggle, something that's destabilizing your 4 of Wands. The 4 of Wands being, stable and healthy foundations and relationships, but it can also just be a reason to celebrate. So there is this desire that you're still holding on to that's not quite allowing you to have that stability that you're seeking. But it's just temporary. It's something that you're working through. It can represent a lot of ideas competing for your attention and not necessarily knowing exactly which is the best idea for you. And we're going to get the oracles to help clarify this 5 of Wands because it's a strange outcome. So let's look at the oracles. If I don't feel that the oracles help me understand this 5 of Wands, I'll pull another card. But I really think that this is just going to be about having a little bit of an internal struggle about knowing exactly what your new picture of happiness looks like. Because it's a lot easier to give up on the old one when you can envision your new one, which is a lot about what my event is about too. So, definitely for the next month, we're going to be talking about all those themes. Okay, I'm saving this card for the end, but let's do this first. The first one that I have for you is Chameleon Spirit, and it says, act as if. I'm looking at these, oops. No, I don't want that. I'm looking at, Jim Carrey said something, you can fail at something you can fail at something you don't love. Oh, I love that. Hi, Luna. Welcome back. Okay, let's read this for you, Jindy, number 14. The protection message says, being sensitive and having empathy for others can become a heavy burden if you don't practice self-care. Could it be you're feeling stressed because you've tuned into challenging emotions that aren't even yours? Chameleon Spirit does not want you to adapt to these conditions by withdrawing or distracting yourself, hoping the feelings will just go away, or attempting to rescue another who may be having a pity party. You can be swallowed up trying to manage it all. It is time to figure out where you end and the rest of the world begins. Not all conditions are yours to match. You need to distinguish your own color from the rest of the world right now and take time out to soothe your sensitive soul. Choose some activities that will restore your sense of being grounded and avoid people who revel in drama. Take a break from social media too. I was literally just saying that tonight. Self-care and a time out is the answer to this temporary dilemma. I said if I didn't get an answer to this card, I would pull another one. So everything that card just said, and I know exactly why, because I have a twin too, and I know exactly why that this card came up. So I'm getting a yes, okay? First of all, you asked a yes or no question. The first card that came out was a Cups card. The second card that came out was a Major Arcana card, which I would associate with a yes. It was with a Nine of Wands, which gives me a maybe. Together with the reversal on that, I'm getting more of a, like, I'm getting the feeling of maybe. And then this Wands card, which is the maybe feeling, I think taking a time out is definitely recommended. And I think giving up on the old idea of happiness is important. And that doesn't mean we give up on a person or we give up on a career. It means we give up on our attachment to a certain specific outcome. And we just give it a rest. We just give it a rest for a minute. And know that we're going to work through some of the internal struggle that's kind of keeping this from happening for us. Okay. When I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to the light. So whatever the case, just accept that the love that you feel in the situation for whatever it is that you're trying to create, that is your primary teacher. And that is always going to guide you back to your higher self, always. So even if you have to give up on a certain outcome or detach yourself from a certain outcome, just do it in a loving way and loving toward yourself. Hi, Brooke. Good to see you. And then this is the card. This is the why card. And I love this card because I'm going to read from the book about it, but I actually pulled it today for Ash, my sister witch and my coven, and it talked about making sure you know the why of something. So a lot of times we want something, but if we are always fixated on how are we going to get it. But rather than fixating on how we're going to get something, it's best to ask why we want it, because the magic is in the why. Sometimes we discover that the reason we want something doesn't always align with actually getting that thing. That we might want something for motives that aren't necessarily how do I want to put that? They can be kind of self-serving motives, and you kind of want to suss it out, because we can't make something happen when it's coming purely from the ego. Okay, so this card is number 31. And it says, if I can get to it here. Yes, the essential meanings are motives, driving intention, the power of knowing the why. There is great power in understanding your motives right now. The Oracle asks you to be very clear about why you're asking this question, looking for this answer, behaving in this way, and most important, making this choice. Knowing your why is the key to fulfillment. When you are clear about it, your intention will then be a magnet for miracles. Motives define the nature of your experience. When you think about something, feel it, and then act on it. This invisible why is the life force energy within the seed, which brings it to life and holds the potential for growth. We don't always know why we engage in our relationships in the way we do, mostly because our feelings aren't always logical. Now is the time to recognize whether you are being triggered by someone else, or if your behavior is motivated by unresolved issues in the past. When you ask yourself, why am I feeling like this? And why did I say that? And spend some time in introspection, the answers may be surprising. Listen to the messages from your intuition, from the knowing deep within you. What does it tell you about yourself and others? In the end, life is all about being loved. Miracles and a deep understanding of your needs and how to get them met are the buried treasures of the why. Uncover them by posing the most powerful question you can ask yourself and your partner today. Why? Knowing the motives behind your career and creative ventures is the ticket to your greatest success. It's time to ask yourself some probing questions. Are you driven by a desire to serve? Does your prosperity impact the greater good? When you envision your most prosperous life, are you guided by a sense of purpose or by a need to make money, acquire things, save for the future, or all of these? No motive is bad or good, but having agendas hidden from yourself will lead to disappointment and possibly failure. Be clear about why you want the things you do. If the motives are true, accept them. If they are not, change them so you can step into your extraordinary life. Dang! The interesting thing is that I have always been told I ask why all the time to seek answers. I remember actually being told that too. I can remember that there's a story that my grandmother always told about when I was little, probably like 3 or so. I was able to speak like beyond my level at a younger age, which my son was too, and it was always freaky because he was really little and he would just say like full things to people and people would be like, what the hell? Like, why is he talking like that already? And there's this story of me being in the car and there was like a bird had shit on the window and my grandmother was driving me somewhere, I don't know. My grandparents were driving me somewhere and I would not stop. I asked what was that? They told me, and then I said, why is it there? And then they told me, and I said, why does that happen? And then I kept just saying why, like about everything until they got like frustrated with me. And it was always this story that my grandmother would tell about me when I was younger. So it's minds like ours that invent new things, innovate, find the answers to questions people are afraid to ask. And that everything in that card is extraordinary. I hope that you felt that card because it's really going to be really powerful. You can even say to your own question, should I give up? Why do you want to? And lay it out. Why? What are the reasons you want to give up? What are the reasons that you don't want to give up? Put those two things side by side and take a look at them. And then ask, one of the things I have to constantly remind myself in my relationship is, do I want my person to talk to me for my person? Do I want this for my person? Or do I just want it for me? What is my motives? Is my motive to make his life better? Or is my motive just to make me feel better? Like, if being with me complicates his life to such an extent, drives a wedge between him and his past family members, causes him to have a lot of suffering, even though I'm not responsible for those things, do I still want it, even though it's going to cause him a lot of pain and suffering? And if I do, why? Like, ask yourself all those questions. It's so important to know that. And like the book said, there's nothing bad or good about motives. They're just motives. But knowing what they are helps you to understand why. Like, if I want my person to be with me, even if he's suffering, then a part of myself feels I don't want my person to suffer, then I will perpetuate us not being together in order to prevent his suffering, right? So you have to really look at your motives and find the hidden ones to really, figure out what is the best path for yourself. I love that. And yes, Brooke, sorry I wasn't able to answer your questions before. So if you're wanting to see the full replay where I did the collective reading, it's going to be up on YouTube, I would guess. If I don't get it up tomorrow, I'll probably try to do it tonight. It takes 2 hours usually for me to be able to download it. So if I go to bed around 12, I might be able to do it. But otherwise, I'll try to do it tomorrow night when I get home or Friday. But it will be up so you can see the entire thing. I won't be reading cards tomorrow because I will be traveling to and from Massachusetts. I may read cards on Friday, depending on what we have planned. You know, my son is 16 and my brother's 23, and all they ever want to do is just go, like, hang out and listen to, like, metal music and shit, so... So I might just be hanging out by myself anyway, and if I am, I'll come online and hang out with y'all if you're available or around. So I figure this weekend will be either there will be people that are home and they'll be, you know, on TikTok, you know, hanging out with me, or there won't be that many people. It doesn't matter, but I am going to try to pop in a couple more times this weekend. Yes, Nicole, you can absolutely get a general message. Thank you for waiting, for your patience. And any of my other prayers. So in order to get 2 cards tonight, you either have to be subscribed to my channel, or you can pay for a deeper reading like the one I just did by going to the link in my profile and sending $11, because it's a special this week. All my readings are $11 as my holiday gift to you all, for to the Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App that's in there. And I appreciate all of the funds I received tonight. It's funding my trip to my son tomorrow, which the last time I went cost about $200 round trip for gas, but gas is a little cheaper this time, so I think it won't be quite so bad. All right, let's get a general message for Nicole. Hi, Shannon. I'm having a week. I wouldn't say it's worse. I wouldn't say it's better. It's a week. Let's get Nicole's message. You're so welcome, Jindy. Thanks for purchasing a deeper reading also. Okay, let's see. Hi, Shannon. Thank you so much for the donation. If you want a reading, I'll get to your reading as soon as I'm done with Nicole's reading. I actually got an extension on my car payment. Thank you for asking. I called them and I asked them if I could have an extension, and so I got a 2-month extension, so I don't have to pay till January 30th, and it's just one payment that I have to pay on that day. So that really helped alleviate my stress. But to answer you, no, I still, if I had not done that, I still would not have enough, and I would have the next payment due in about 9 days. So it's been a rough month. Not really sure why, but I'm just going to keep on keeping on. And I've looked at some remote work and stuff that might help me out. Okay, Nicole, your general energy here. No big deal. You just got 2 huge major arcana cards. So I don't know what's going on for you right now, but it may feel significant. We're getting the World card, which is showing me a completion cycle. And then that's coming out with these 2 cards, which popped out for your second placement, but we're getting the Death card and the Knight of Wands. So the World and Death means major endings, but also major transformation and rebirth and new cycles. And then to get this Knight of Wands, it's showing me like a really I'm sorry, I wish you could see the video of this dude who was just playing the flute. Like, he was really into that shit. Oh my god, I can't with these videos. I'm gonna try to find out what this freaking list is called, so you can let me look and see if it's in my library. Let's see. You have to go and listen. The music is really cool, but the videos are freaking hilarious. I don't understand why it doesn't tell me what the name of the playlist is. Oh wait, maybe it'll be back. Okay, it's gotta be here. It's gotta be back here somewhere. Let's see. Come on. It is called Pagan Yule. Heathen is the reason for the season. I mean, come on. That is the greatest thing ever. Yes, Pagan Yule. Heathen is the reason for the season. Go look it up. It's so great. I had an epiphany while headed into the Kroger. Well, that's amazing. Okay, so I definitely see that you're having something big end. Something is just completely ending. But there is something that you're going to feel even more passionate about that's going to sweep you off your feet into this rebirth and transformation energy. So I actually think that's really positive. And you know what? I actually did the wrong thing. I was supposed to do only one tarot and one oracle. But I'll pull an oracle for you because I wanted to give oracles tonight. I forgot I was doing one tarot and one oracle for subscribers, but that's okay. I'll give you an oracle too. Oop. This song is awesome. What is this? Oh, I love this. I love If I Had a Heart. Do you know that song by Fever Ray? Oh, so good. Okay, let's see. Oh, we got Milk and Honey. And it's the protection message, number 51. It says, a nameless unease compels you to turn to pleasure and comfort as a means to escape what's really going on. It works in the moment, but only fleetingly before the feelings return, and you need to re-up until you're exhausted, feeling worse than you may have Sorry, I missed the page. Then you may, oh my God, feeling worse than before. You may continue struggling, or you may see the light and choose to surrender to spirit. Now is the time for practicing extreme self-care. If you can, do so before you engage in behaviors you'll regret later. You are so loved, so cared for. Feel love and compassion for yourself. Turn your troubles over to the divine for healing. That's all that counts right now. Wow, that's a beautiful energy. I'm just picturing this as my desire to eat all the foods that don't make me feel good and to try to make myself feel good. That's something that is definitely coming up for me, so I don't know exactly how you might be experiencing that. But yeah, this deck is gorgeous. This is the Wisdom of the Oracle Tarot by Colette Baron-Reid. All right, Nicole, I hope you got some help from that. Just why I was stuck on one person with all the people in the world. There must be someone else for me. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that reading is a nice confirmation of that. And, you know, I know that one of the things that keeps me stuck on my person is all the time and energy I've invested. All the synchronicities, all of the, like, I'll always think to myself, really? Like all that for nothing? Because I'm interpreting the outcome of being with the person as the end game rather than all of the gains I have personally made on my spiritual journey. And my ego would love to wrap this up with a bow. I would so love for this person to call me and be like, it's me, babe. That's literally the fucking song I wrote. It's me, babe. Like, it's me. And it was always me. And it'll be me to the end. And it was all of this was just for this amazing, just like coming together like a freaking romance movie. It's so great. Like, my ego wants that so bad. And then I think to myself, but what if the person who is meant to be with you is like leaps and bounds a better candidate for the job than this person? I watched my dad used weaponized incompetence tonight, and I love my dad to the moon and back, but I wanted to punt him in the nuts. He literally asked my mom what pan he should use to heat up fried chicken in the oven. And my mom was like, I don't know, Foster, a cookie sheet? Like, what the fuck? And I'm thinking, why? You're I'm sorry. You're a 61-year-old man. You don't know what fucking pan to use to warm up fried chicken? Who would you ask? Who would you ask if my mom wasn't sitting comfortably in the living room relaxing right now? Who would you ask that question? Who would answer that for you if you were all by yourself? Would you just put the fried chicken on the fucking, like, rack in the oven with no pan? Or would you fucking just grab... What are you doing? Like, that made me so mad. I was like, I love my father. And if I am with somebody who uses weaponized incompetence to try as a power move with me, I will literally murder them. There will be, like, there will be blood. Do you hear me? I love that, Nicole. I'm proud of you. I think the cards showed that. I think the cards were like a real treat for you. Like, as you close out this cycle and let this thing end, there is going to be some freaking amazing, passionate energy that's just going to sweep you off your feet. And it's probably going to be the passion that you feel for yourself and what you're interested in and who you are. And whoever sees that passion in you is going to be attracted to that. That is absolutely how it works. All right, Shannon, did you have a question? I want to go ahead and do your deeper reading. And I want to make sure I hit everybody up tonight who wants their readings. Hi, how are you? I love plants are my soil mates. That's so adorable. I love that. I don't know if I've said that before, but I'll say it again. That's so cute. Let me get some decks for Shannon's reading. I'm doing good now that I'm here with everybody. I feel much better than I did before. Thank you so much. Have a good night, and I will see you probably when I get back on Friday. If you're around. I know people are probably going to be busy this weekend. But if you're not busy, I'll probably pop in at least once or twice this weekend. Just read what comes out. All right, babes. So I'm doing a deeper reading for Shannon. She sent a donation for those of you who want a deeper reading instead of just your 2 cards tonight. Or if you're not a subscriber and you just want a reading, you can send $11 minimum to Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal. And that is just my special this week. I'm just offering $11 readings for those of you who want them as my holiday gift to you all. 2 cards, you just have to be a subscriber. It's I think it's what, is it $5.99? I don't know what the exact amount, but when you subscribe to my channel, you not only get 2 cards tonight, but anytime that I go live and you see me while you are still a subscriber and have the little PRYR badge there, I will pull 2 cards for you for any question. So I've really been enjoying that. I feel like it's been a lot of fun, and I usually put the replays, not all of them, but I try to put the replays up on YouTube, so you can go back and rewatch it if you need to. Okay, let me just get your oracle. And I think I'm going to use this other oracle tonight too, because I really love it. It's the best, this Wisdom of the Oracle. It's my new deck from Abby. Oop. Okay, let's get into it. So, Shannon, we're getting for you the 4 of Cups is the first thing that's coming up. The 4 of Cups can be about meditation. It can be about being stuck in a fantasy or a dream world and just, you know, kind of always imagining or fantasizing about something rather than doing something. And it can be about your dreams and your imagination in general. I'm seeing a divine masculine energy who looks kind of absorbed in himself, self-absorbed. And I'm feeling it's probably coming from a missed opportunity. So it can be a person who feels like they missed an opportunity with you, but it's also probably your masculine energy inside of self that feels like there's been opportunities that you could have taken to receive a cup from either your higher self, a cup of love, or like a creative idea, or to experience an emotion, and you might have avoided it rather than going for it instead. And there's kind of this sense of like, why did I do that? Or I don't want to keep doing that. It can also be about having been working in meditation, or doing a lot of fantasizing yourself right now rather than doing. But the good news is that your current energy is right in alignment with Capricorn season, even though it's a fire card, and Capricorn season is an earth energy. But Capricorns get shit done, okay? Like, you're going to really feel this surge to like take action and do something in the current moment. The masculine energy within you is like, I do not want to keep experiencing these missed opportunities. I want to go after my dreams, not just sit here and let my life pass me by. I want to go and do this. Now, the interesting thing is, a lot of times when we get these readings, we tend to associate this energy with the person we're thinking about, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if we really think about this as our own energy, one of the things that I'm seeing for you is that your action might be to stop waiting or just imagining or fantasizing about something and go and take action. And where you end up is releasing a lot of this past energy. So it could be releasing a past partner and just being like, finally taking that action to walk away, or, you know, just no longer hold out for somebody. But it can also be taking an action to actively release the hold over you that the ideas from your past life, your childhood, your, you know, the wounds that you've received in the past, just releasing that. So it can be like, it can literally be going to a spiritual counselor or a therapist and like finally talking about things and working through things and letting it all out. For a person, it can mean that they plan to take energy to release somebody from their past, or to finally release the past between you that's kind of been standing in their way or causing them to hesitate and not to take an opportunity. I don't want to keep doing what would be spot on. Just been stuck in trying to move forward. Yeah. So I see you finally kind of doing that. Just moving on from this past self concept. There's a confidence and a boldness that comes from the King of Wands. So I feel like there's a lot of passion right now that's kind of firing you up to get you to do this. And it's really good. We're getting Fox Spirit's protection message. And this is number 27. Y'all, I don't know what I'm going to do when I actually get a comfortable chair. I'll probably end up doing like 10-hour live readings, because the only reason I ever want to stop reading is because my chair starts to be uncomfortable. Okay. Are you camouflaging yourself to avoid intimacy? Perhaps you are being too clever for your own good and playing games to protect yourself. Being dishonest with yourself or others can become isolating and create obstacles to true connection. Fox Spirit calls you to be attuned to what is happening within you and around you, so that your quick thinking and creativity can lead you to better relationships and situations. You are called to use your Fox Spirit beneficially rather than in ways that keep you from experiencing what you want. Or perhaps right now you are realizing that a situation is trickier than it appears on the surface, and you are afraid to make a move in case it turns out to be a mistake. Fox Spirit is here to remind you that when you are in alignment with the Great Spirit, the answers and solutions can come quickly, and you can trust them. Don't overthink a situation in order to avoid the challenge of facing a difficult truth. Fox Spirit's creative nature will always be there to guide you and help you move quickly into better circumstances. I like that. Okay, and then your oracle from the Wisdom of the Oracle is No Place Like Home, number 50. Okay. Authenticity, coming home to yourself, feeling at home, arriving at a place where you just fit, being comfortable in your own skin. Home feels safe and secure. It's a comfortable place to rest and create, a place that is known and you can call yours. This card signals that your ability to trust yourself and feel at home in your own skin is beginning to solidify as you claim your dignity and integrity. Aspects of yourself no one can take away from you. You know who you are. You hold your head high, yet with neither pride nor humility. Instead, you stand as the observer, seeing through the eyes of your soul. This puts you in a position of power and strength. Authenticity is your home. You are safe here in the house of your spirit, your spirit and spirit. Lovers, friends, and companion animals are at home in your life right now. You are in sync and full of love, and you can be secure in the knowledge that it is reciprocated. Relationships elicit a sense of emotional safety, comfort, and the best aspects of familiarity now. Be home in this relationship. Together you add to the love of the world. When you act in an authentic way, you command the world to reflect back to you exactly what is in your highest good. Your business choices, the investments you make, and the creative projects you immerse yourself in are powerfully on point. Why? Because when you are fully yourself, radically accepting everything in your journey to date, both successes and failures, you will see the divinity in all things. Abundance is a natural progression when you experience this kind of authenticity. I love that. That's a pretty good general reading. You love your house, it's your favorite place. That's what I want. I'm claiming that energy. I want to say, I love my house, it's my favorite place. In fact, it's one of my wishes in my jar here of wishes. I'm excited about that ritual. Oh, I love you, Luna. Thank you so much, babes. Thank you for the gifts. I really appreciate that. Okay. Did I miss any prayers? I don't think I pulled for Texas Honey yet. Do you have a question tonight if you want cards pulled for you? Any of my prayers? I do too. I really love my life. I love what I do. Just got worried because my remodel is taking forever. I feel that. Remodels can take forever. But eventually they get done, unless you live with a contractor. If you live with a contractor, the remodel's never finished. Just like I live with my dad, he does like computer networking and our network is always wonky. Thank you, Shannon. You have a great week too. You want cards pulled on a new guy, Texas Honey? Let's go. So I'm doing one oracle and one tarot card. All right. I like it. I'm living vicariously through you. An overnight date on the books sounds good to me. I would need to date for that to happen. This being in limbo thing is really not cool. Like, I just want to go to a place and be there so that I can date people, because I really do want to date. Like, I'm ready for it. Absolutely ready for it. I do not want to spend the rest of my life waiting for numbnuts to give me a call. It's like, you snooze, you lose, bro. I got like the second my ass cheeks hit my new apartment, I'm going on Tinder. Like, actually, I'm not going on Tinder. I'm going to the nearest cafe with a book, and then I'm going to go to the nearest bookstore, and I'm going to be like looking at everybody there. And bitch, I love all humans, so I'm queer, and I can walk up to anybody and be like, how are you doing? Like, I am not at all going to like wait for somebody to come to me. All right, let's see. We have for you the Six of Swords. And I love that because it's coming up with a change in the wind. And the Six of Swords is definitely about going somewhere new, going to a new shore. The best part about the Six of Swords is that you're not going, like, this is not the fool's journey. Like, you know all of the things that could trip you up. You remember, and you've learned your lesson. So you're not going to be, like, walking into situations blind. I do see that you might be looking a little bit into the past as you're going into the future. And there's no need, because everything that all the information you need is right here. You've already learned the lessons, so you don't need to look too much into the past. You just need to kind of focus on this new situation and be present in this present moment. Don't let the past kind of distract you. I'm feeling that that's a message for you. And then the change in the wind card, this is the protection message of this card. It's number 12. I'm noticing the black and white, which is like a balancing energy for me. Okay, so the essential meanings are a sense that unseen change has been initiated, preparation for a storm, awareness that your plans are not on firm ground, feeling a shift, uncertainty about which direction the winds will blow. That's kind of resonating with me most. Like you're just kind of, because uncertainty is part of the Six of Swords. You know you're going somewhere, but where the fuck you go, you're not so sure. But you do know that it's going to be better because you've learned so much that it can't possibly be like it was before. Unless you're looking at too much in the past and pulling the energy with you into the future. As you endeavor to create a prosperous life, let me make sure this is the correct. Yes. You may encounter unexpected reversals that cause you to shift directions. This is a good thing, so there is nothing to fear. Perhaps an opportunity you sought went to someone else. Perhaps you've pursued something that you suddenly realize is not in your highest good. You might not be 100% clear on where you need to go, but you are certain that things are not going as planned. Circumstances are not in your control right now. Wait it out. All will be well. Even better, actually, trust. So I love that. That seems like, you know, you really, I know you want to know. You want certainty. One of the reasons you asked me about this new guy is because you want certainty. And your guides are literally like, can you just trust? Can you just trust that you're going in the right direction? And that, you know, wherever this leads you, it is exactly where you're meant to go. And if you can just trust and like let that be how it is, you're going to feel awesome on this journey. So I think that that is good advice for you, my love. Alrighty. Anyone else, any other subscribers who would like their 2 cards pulled, or if somebody wants a deeper reading, it's $11. Although I'm hitting my last readings here. Enjoy the ride. I'm going to enjoy my ride tomorrow. I am going to enjoy myself. I have gas in my car. I'm going to see my kidlet. It's going to be great. Yes, absolutely, Luna, my love. General energy for you, 100%. We'll grab the Wild Unknown for you tonight. Oh, my Aries Queen. You're welcome, of course. Interesting. So the first thing that came out for you is the Mother of Wands and that fiery energy, and you are the Mother of Wands. Even though this has got Leo energy, it's still Leo, Sagittarius, Aries energy, but for sure the fire, your passion, your confidence, you know, your glow up, your vision. You really do. I think you are really holding on to your vision right now. You really are aware of the power that you have. I know you had kind of an energetic thing go on today. I don't know if it stirred up or triggered anger or anything, but I do think that you're holding on to your vision well enough that it's not really throwing you for a loop or anything. There might be a little bit of aggression in there. There might be a little bit of stuff that you need to clean up, because this card came out for you today. Clean it up, from the Wisdom Oracle. It's number 21. And so let's see. Let's see what this oracle has to tell you today. Getting to the core of a situation, freedom from a burden, cleaning house, sweeping away what is no longer needed. Ever feel so bogged down with emotional gunk that you can't think straight? Could you be surrounded by physical clutter in your home also? Too much work, overwhelmed, time to clean house. Every item out of place natters away at you. Every unresolved resentment, every comparison to others that leads to a sense of lack takes up energetic space. Every unpaid bill just adds up to an unnecessary feeling of being overwhelmed. Now is the time to free yourself by energetically cleaning house. Just do it. Make room for the miracles that are lining up for you. A time to clear the air, take a look at your side of the street and say what's on your mind. Sweep away the old stuff so that a spring breeze can flow through with new energy. It's the perfect time to do an inventory of your dynamics and see what's yours and what's not yours to clean up the relationship. Everyone brings some baggage. Sort through what you brought with you and let go of what is no longer needed. Become unencumbered and your relationship will flourish. Simple things like opening your mail, paying bills, sorting out your timetable, making lists, and getting organized is what this symbol means when it comes to your work. Make time for yourself too. This card is a sign you may be overburdened and overwhelmed. It's okay to say no. You will prosper even more if you do. I highly suggest that you take that to heart, because I do know how hard you work and how much you give to others. So give to yourself, babes, and really do the self-care that helps you shine, because that's what's keeping that fire lit under your buns. That and your triple Aries placements. Oh man, I love you, my Luna. Is there anyone else here who would like their subscriber reading tonight? Going once, going twice. I think I'm going to pull an oracle card for the masculine and feminine energy to close out the reading for the collective, and then I will call it a night. Thank you so much to everybody who's been here tonight and who comes to my lives all the time. No matter what time of day, y'all are always there, and I really appreciate it. And if I don't see you this weekend, if you're going to see family or traveling, or you don't plan to be on TikTok for a minute, please know that I love and appreciate you. I'm so thankful for you all. You supporting my TikTok channel helps me grow. And oh my God in heaven. All right, I'll keep that to the side, but I already read that card today, so I'm not going to read it again. Give me a card for the divine masculine, please. I just think we're supposed to emphasize that again. And one for the divine feminine, please. What? Okay. Y'all, give me another one. Okay. So I will add these messages to these messages because we already got them, and so we already read them tonight, and we know their energy basically. But let's say, so the masculine got first. Why? Oh, sorry. Why? Why? And he got the blessed card. So this card came up before. You can go back and watch it if you're watching the replay of this. And you skipped out on personal readings, just go back till you see this card again. This card is about knowing your motives for something, knowing why you want something, and letting that be the driving force behind what it is you desire. And then this card, blessed, is what the masculine got tonight for energy. And his ass got the 10 of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. So I do feel like he is fully aware. This is also the 22 card. Blessed, not stressed. That is repeating in my mind for some reason. Something wonderful that is unearned and unexpected. Grace that is an unforeseen gift from spirit. There are moments in life when out of the blue it seems that everything has been orchestrated by divine intervention. You feel blessed in ways that are difficult to express. It is as if the Red Sea parts in front of you and events come together to banish your troubles easily and naturally. You know deep down you did not deserve any of it, and yet here you are. This is one of those times. Let awe and gratitude for all your blessings guide you now. You are moving toward a deepening of intimacy in a unique and sacred partnership. You know you are meant to make this connection. This union, blessed by the divine, will bring transformation and beauty to the world. This is also a sign that, even more important, you're being called to a deeper intimacy with yourself and spirit. With this new development, you will see evidence of grace in your life. Unexpected windfalls and good fortune come your way now. You're in a phase where any difficulties or obstacles that have stymied your success seem to disappear on their own. Be ready to receive. The windows of opportunity will open wide. Accept the blessings given to you now and don't forget to share them. Wow. So Divine Masculine might be like, why is this happening to me after all the bullshit? How do I possibly deserve this, etc.? So beautiful energy coming up for that masculine. Divine Feminine, the card that popped out that we already read tonight for you is No Place Like Home, which is that card about that security, the safety of your home, being at home in yourself, and finding that security inside of self, finding that home within your own authentic self, right? And then what's coming from that? You're getting the New Life card, which is beautiful because it's like now that you've come home to yourself, you can finally have that new life. So let's look at that card. It's number 39. Birth of new ideas, growth, opportunities, a breath of fresh air, and life renewing itself. When spring awakens the world, joy and excitement can be felt all around and in your very core. Blossoms burst from trees overnight. Birds return home and sing their glorious song, and nature is full of promise. Miracles beckon all of us. This is one of those times in your life when new ideas inspire you and new opportunities bring you hope for seeing your dreams come true. All is well in your world, and you have the energy you need to feel renewed. Allow your heart to fill with enthusiasm. Let your light shine, for this is a time of good fortune. New energy enters old relationships, and new relationships are bursting with the sweetness and vibrancy only encountered when winter gives way to spring. This is a time to connect with others and share excitement, passion, and hearts full of joy. This card is a very auspicious sign with respect to love and partnership in all forms. You have every reason to be optimistic right now as things seem to fall into place magically. New opportunities remind you that abundance is available to you. Delight in the bounty that begins to appear in surprising forms. Stay curious and know that your hopes and dreams are being fulfilled. It's as if new life suddenly infuses your projects, work, and creative ideas with a kind of electricity that crackles with exciting potential. Fortune is smiling on you. Bitch, I'll take it. I will take it. Okay, everybody. I think that was a gorgeous way to end this evening. I think this bodes well for, this next week for us. And thank you so much for spending tonight with me. I was kind of down in the dumps, and I felt like I really enjoyed this time that I got to spend with you tonight. I loved all the readings. I feel like I learned so much from reading for all of you, so thank you for that. And I will see you all when I get back from Massachusetts. And I'll try to post while I'm on the road and stuff, so you know I'm doing okay. And I will see you on Friday. Probably, I don't know exactly what time. I've kind of been looking at my analytics and choosing a time that makes sense when most of my followers are online. And it's kind of been around between 4 and 9 p.m.-ish. So I'm kind of aiming for that little window period for my lives. It seems to be a good opportunity to catch everybody who follows me. So thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to try to get this. Hi, Veruca Salt. Good to see you. To try to see this replay, it will be up either tomorrow night, probably, I'm guessing, or Friday at the latest, unless I forget. But I'll try not to. Okay, everybody. Take care. I love you all. Have the best night.